All right, y'all. Yeah, man. I got the female back then had they kept their moral respect. The thing is, y'all, this generation, the first generation, I started really seeing so many not have morals about themselves. It really is. I know what you thought. You thought because you seen a person in a certain position, they didn't have no morals, so you felt like you could do it too. No, 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 no. Most of these people had no choice. And some games you get in, it's true. You can't just get out of them. There's a lot of people depending on those people. So, you wrong. And you better go fix that because you're not going to be forgiven for that. That's another thing. Every gangster I know take guys serious. Every thug I ever met. Even if they was an atheist, they still took it serious. Took the universe serious and shit. So, y'all just wild and ratchet. And uneducated, most important. Because you know why? Back when we were coming up, TVs were like, I watch it there, not iPhone, not iPhone, I watch it. I watch it really ain't been out that long. So they really wasn't addicted to it by the time it got popular. Now us on the other hand, that's different, bro. We like fucked all the way up. Yeah, we done came out with so many shits in one generation. We don't know which one to choose from, more or less ourselves. But yeah, people had mad respect for themselves. Most importantly, wisdom lived then. Now, you find wisdom, you better take it home with you. That's a fact, Jack. Especially in the direction America going. Because, you know, what people ain't paying attention is that when shit hit the fan, and let's say the country do have to go third world, you ain't got your little pretty gadgets no more. All that shit got to go. That shit gone out the window. You back to ground zero. So if you don't know how to properly act with the phone, then when they take that motherfucker from you, you're gonna be the first to get ghost. Cause you don't know what you're doing. Cause them books don't live out here. But we went to ninth grade. By that time, man, I should have quit. But we had made a name for ourselves, and I didn't want to leave nickname in that by themselves, so I kept going. I was already down to that. I ain't know nothing. I went to school to go to sleep, because like I said, man, my mom and my pop fought almost every night. My pop would come home after I was drunk, and we'd be having a good time. My mom would be like, uh-oh. She used to have a name for him. She used to say the devil or something. It was something. And we knew what that meant, so we would just run and hurry up and get in the bed. Because if he'd find our ass not in that bed, he was going to tear everybody's ass up, including my mama. That's how bad he was. He ain't like that now, so y'all don't judge him. Don't judge nobody about their past, because he done worked on that now. You know, he still suffering for it, so it ain't fair that everybody else jump down their throat when they already doing the best they can to try to, fix that shit. But he was terrible though. He was a terrible individual. Mama, man, got beat so bad one night she tried to kill herself. She stuck a knife through her chest. I seen all of it. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it was so easy for my wife to get off on that bullshit and that story she had, because my dad had such a bad name with women. and we look just alike, so people say. So, you know how people are about the external in this world. So, there's a lot of other parts I would love to tell y'all, but I ain't doing it. We had to have a book, cut some checks. So I am gonna skip over some of them. But y'all knew I should have quit. But I kept going. I just went to school, go to sleep anyway. So, I went to school. The teachers seen potential in me though. Don't get it twisted. There was some great teachers back then. The teachers seen potential that I didn't see, because I used to get mad at the teacher. I used to fight so hard to get in them special classes, because I heard how easy it was to pass them. So I was like, man, and my pop was strict about our report cards. So I was like, I kept flunking, bro, and I get my ass whooped for flunk. I get beat to death. So I was like, man, I ain't finna get no more ass whooping. You talking about getting your ass whooped by a man that can lift engines, that come out of cars, that can hold up an engine by themselves. That's an ass whooping. So I said, man, I ain't finna take no more ass whooping. So shit, I tried to get in them classes. Man, them teachers put me in a higher class. They took me out of general and put me in college prep. I act a goddamn fool, bro. I ain't wanna be in that shit. So somehow they had put me in a computer class. Then they had put me in a bilingual class. And you know, back then, wasn't no Mexicans here. It wasn't no foreigners here, period. So it was like, what the fuck I'm in this shit for? They kept putting me in these damn crazy ass classes, bro. I used to get so frustrated with school. But man, only if I knew now what? Only if I knew then what I know now. Shit. If I can wind the hands back in time, bro, I'd let everybody bully me. I'd be the biggest geek in school. Straight up nerd, Steve Urkel, bro, all day. Getting my money, no pussy, no nothing else, just getting that money. But by 11th grade, a riot broke out. Cause back then, we still drove segregated buses, so that let y'all know how racist we can really get here. They still had segregated buses back then, but they got to the point where we had to start mixing up. Oh man, shit went ham then. So it was a riot, a race war broke out at the school, and that shit laid all the way to the buses. And this teacher came on now, man, and she was wilding. And my brother was like right behind her, and she bumped into my brother. My brother, coming up the way we come up, you get snuck so much. If somebody rub you or bump you, you automatically know to hit them. So he wasn't looking at her. She bumped him and he elbowed her. And when he seen who he did, he sat down. But shit, when he sat down, I was standing right there. So the damn girl gonna look at me and my own color and point me out. So after that, man, I had to leave school. I could never go back to school again. Matter of fact, I called a felony charge for that. And I was too young to even catch a felony charge at the time. And my brother was the one that did it. You know, he gone now, so I can say it. But my mama drove, my mama knew from Charleston. My mom came from Charleston. She was like, man, you better, whoever you got in trouble with, you better give them up. And I said, nah, fuck that. I wasn't gonna do it regardless, but my brother had already had like 2 strikes. So I said I wasn't finna die down. So I took, from that was the first time I started taking. That was the first time I got charged. In 11th grade, I got a felony. I became a felon in 11th grade. And bro, it was so hard. I couldn't go to a college. I couldn't go to no school premises. I couldn't get one job for a whole 7 years. It ain't supposed to be like that. People supposed to work with you, but seeing me being black and from this area code, man, 7 years I had to go without. 7 years. So I ain't had no choice but to grind hard for real. I had to hustle for real. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I started doing, either that or die. Because what those people didn't know is I didn't have nobody supporting me. So I ain't had nobody to feed me. I guess they was looking like I was young, wasn't nobody taking care of me. So it was on from there. I got out of school, didn't have to worry about that no more. Shit. I started grinding. I started living too. I started living outside of the box. That's when I realized, like how people are acting today, that's how I know the outcome gonna be bad. Because see, I came up in a box. Cause where we at, they practice on people like us, y'all first, before they throw that shit on y'all. That's what the world need to understand. So a lot of rural areas, they already know. That's why when y'all go to these places, people be looking crazy shit. That's because their mind is still perplexed, paralyzed by that bullshit. And y'all they finna put it on y'all ass. They done started. I ain't gonna call a couple things out, but y'all already in the motion and going into that direction. So, they finna work it out, see if that shit work on everybody. And boy, I'm gonna tell you something though. It'll absolutely destroy black people. If you ain't got no kind of dignity and moral about yourself, it's going to devour you. This ain't gonna be just about my story. I ain't telling y'all my story, bro, like that. I'm telling y'all my experiences throughout my story and the decisions I made, because we done heard enough sob stories. I just want y'all to know the decision that I made. You know what I'm saying? So when the shit start getting good, you'll see why I am the way I am today, That's why I said I wouldn't say I'm no chosen one or no collective, not at all. I just knew growing up like I did that the positions I was getting in, the people who I would take in place of was a good person. And if that person wasn't no good person, then I would have been a child that would have been getting raped or molested and shit like that over and over again and shit. Cause some of these people be talking about, oh, you got raped. Oh man, it's people that'll drag you out here. Get raped. What the fuck is you talking about? Man, it's people will drag you out here. Raped a lot. You be getting raped so much till you like it. For real. It's real out here. Don't play with people's lives like that. You save one person, That's why I said, you see a basketball team, and they say I don't watch sports, so if I fuck all this up, who cares? They say they got a team of 20 people, and 2 out of 20 is black. The rest of them black kids is somewhere getting raped a lot, probably. That's why I said they did the same thing in the jobs. They did the same thing when people had to when it was for the commodity world. They doing the same thing in the merchant world. And the people karma is black people keep fucking multiplying more and more. And now they thinking, well, let's just get rid of them. That ain't gonna work neither. For one, you getting rid of, you gonna hurt yourself, trust me. Cause you thinking you can replace us because somebody, you done found another gene that's in another nationality that you think gonna be able to replace us, but you sadly mistaken. It ain't gonna work like that. And you just really need, one thing I learned about energy, own up to your bullshit and go ahead and take that ass whooping. And when you do that, And as a guy, that's like somebody getting doing something illegal and turning themselves in. He gon' give you a break, but he gon' unleash his wrath, but he gon' do it sooner than later. Trust me, you want it that way. Cause I done seen people go out of here in a later age and have to suffer for the stuff they do, and it is terrible to watch. Just to watch, gruesome. I know people, man, who when they, their skin gets so fragile, you touch them the wrong way, it bust, and that shit really, really hurts them. Cause I used to try to help I always, even though I went through something, I still try to help people, especially older folk. So I used to ride on a little van, a bus, or whatever they call them things, for free when they had the dialysis patients and stuff. And I would literally pick them up and tow them on and off the bus. And they started getting to know me and want to talk to me more. And I was young. These are the kind of gigs I used to have to find, even though I was hustling too. I still had to have a gig. You know what I'm saying? So I always have juggled three to four jobs my whole life, always. That's why I know. This 2 years I've been all people talking, blah, 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 blah. But if you had your whole life taken from you and every dime you ever made stolen from you, then you'll be sitting still for 2 years too. But when I tell you I juggled 3 jobs, that's exactly what I meant. I juggled 3 jobs. Shit. Like I said, I work 2 12-hour jobs, rotating shift. One be off 5 days, another one work 5 days. Shit. When I was off and they used to swap, I went to the other job. I stayed busy. I didn't want to think because of the childhood that I grew up in. That's why when I tell people I ain't never had a birthday or Christmas, they be like, you Muslim or something. I hate saying, cause I know that's the first thing you're gonna say, you Muslim. No, I ain't got nothing against Muslim, but I ain't Muslim either, though, shit. I ain't never had the opportunity to be a goddamn thing. You know what I'm saying? Cause when you gotta help yourself to that degree, you only know one speed, and that's get that money. Cause you're gonna be fighting for insurance at the end of it. So, yeah.